Welcome to Living Large Television with Mark Henry, CEO of Alloy Wealth. For over 15 years, Alloy Wealth has focused on your financial needs and values when it comes to retirement planning and investment management. Mark and his team are committed to helping pre-retirees and retirees navigate complicated future planning decisions in order to meet and exceed your goals. This is Living Large Television.
And welcome to Living Large Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Henry. He is CEO of Alloy Wealth Management in Charlotte and Greenville. Mark, how are you today?
I'm just doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you so much. And wow, what a response we had to our special guest, Travis Mills. Can we talk a little bit about that this week?
Yeah, that was an amazing show. You know, for the viewers that didn't get to see it last week, you missed one.
Yeah.
It'll be out there, and we don't typically do reruns, but I think we're going to have to rerun that one. The response we received from that is amazing. You know, and that we can, you know, I had stuff I wanted to talk about today. There's so much craziness going on in the world, but maybe that's what the direction we ought to go. You know, when I look at Travis and his story, quadruple amputee.
Right.
I had no idea. I mean, I knew that was rare, but I had no idea there's only 5 living in the world. And
Yes.
he's so funny. His humor, how he's taken this story and turned it into such a powerful story, but a humorous one. When he said, "Well, Mark, really, there's 5, but we kicked 2 of them out of the club." And I was like, "What? You know, what do you mean by that?" Two of these 5 living quadruple amputees, no arms, no legs. 2 of them got full replacements of their arms.
Yeah, their arms.
And so now he considers them no longer, you know, they get kicked out. So there's only 3 living quadruple amputees like he is.
Absolutely.
And it's just, you know, we all face challenges in life, and that's, you know, what this show is designed around, which is getting the correct information out there. There's so much misinformation when it comes to finance. But, you know, when I started the show with you all those years ago, I can't even believe how long it's been.
I know.
In the radio show many years before that, Living Large, people was like, well, why don't you call it the Mark Henry Wealth Hour or something like that? Because, you know, and I never wanted to brand it that way because it wasn't about me. And in Living Large, you know, I have things that I want to do with my money in life. And I want to, quote, live large, things that I'm passionate about. One of the things that I've figured out after all these years of helping people successfully retire is retirement life is just so much more than money. It's so much more than money. And if that's not true with Travis, I don't know where a better example.
I agree.
You know, I look at living large as taking whatever it is you've been blessed with, the assets you've been able to accumulate, and then figuring out how to translate that into enriching your lives, your family's lives, the lives of others throughout your lifetime. But unfortunately, what I see so much of when people are coming to us, whether they've already retired or they're planning on retiring or they've been retired 10 years, we get all types. But what I see is people not living large in retirement, Cynthia.
Right. They're scared. They're afraid to.
It's fear. It's 100% fear.
Yeah.
And here's the reason, because they're so afraid of breaking the #1 rule in retirement. Don't run out of money.
Absolutely.
So we retire, we think about, you know, we're working down at the mill, we're down at the plant, wherever it is you're working, and you think about, when I retire, I'm going to this. And, you know, people call it a bucket list or all that. I hate those terms, but whatever you want to call them. But they're going to do all these things. They tell their wife, we know there'll be time for that when we retire. Well, we'll do that. We'll take that trip. We'll do these things. And so many people do nothing when they retire.
Yeah.
And you're watching right now, and you personally know people that are just like this. They worked their tails off, they have money, they retired and didn't end up doing a darn thing. And I don't know, I don't want to think what's going to happen when we finally get to that great place in the sky, heaven, and you know, but I would imagine that conversation when God says, I blessed you with so much, why didn't you do anything?
Yeah. It's true.
You know, I was afraid. I just don't think that's the right answer.
Yeah.
But I know where this comes from, and then I get to meet, you know, because we all have our hard times, you know, our days that don't go good, the market's down.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a Wall Street money manager. There's days that are challenging in my world.
Of course.
But I wake up with 2 legs that work.
Yeah.
And 2 arms. And Travis wakes up and doesn't get out of bed till someone helps him put his legs and arm on.
Right.
I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I just can't get that out of my head.
I know. It's amazing.
You always hear that there's always somebody that has it worse. I don't think it's like that, because I know the struggles that I've faced are real to me. And the struggles that you face, they're real to you. They matter. They're important. I totally get that. But I think sometimes we let those struggles keep us from fulfilling what we were supposed to do in life. And our mission on this
100%.
show, this is exactly where it's at. Our mission of this show is to help, whether you ever work with us or not. It's not about that. We're not for everybody. Let's be very clear. I think we should be, but we're not. I get that. But we can help everybody by giving them, we make that offer each week of a complimentary written retirement plan. And people don't know what to expect. They think it's going to be some cookie cutter plan. I tell them it's not. But you've had friends, you've had people that have come that you know. And what do they always say to you?
What they always tell me is that you and the team takes every moment to make them feel special. They don't feel rushed, and you genuinely listen to what their life story is, what their concerns are, their dreams are, and you design a customized plan that suits their individual needs.
That's right.
So it's not cookie cutter.
Well, and it's because it's not my money. I have my money. I know exactly what I want to do with my money. Now, Terry, my wife of 29 years, doesn't always agree with what I want to do with my money, no, our money. I know, it's our money. But I know, but that doesn't mean I know what Cynthia wants to do with her money. So I'm going to give up one of these inside tips. Cynthia is very passionate about many things in life. Look at that grid. Randy knows exactly, our producer knows exactly where I'm going. But a few years ago, I learned that one of Cynthia's great pastimes is goat yoga.
And I taught you. And now you're passionate about it too.
I am not passionate about goat yoga. That is not true. Look, I'm not turning my man card in, and I am not doing goat yoga. But really, living large is about finding out what you're passionate about. And those are questions that, like, I hear all the time that my advisory team, when they meet with people, I'll read the feedback cards and stuff, and they'll say, well, you asked questions that no one's ever asked.
Yeah.
I was working with this big box retail firm. I had an advisor for the last 17 years. And in the first meeting, your team, in 45 minutes, found out more about me than they found out about me in 17 years. I hear that it's repeated time and time again.
And it's true.
But how can my team help advise you about what you should do if we don't know who you are? If we're not, people say, I hear all the time, and you love this word because you talk about all the time, that I have something called passion.
Absolutely, and you do.
And that's because I'm doing exactly what I want to do in life. And when I think about Travis, what a tragedy. He took off a 150-pound backpack in Afghanistan on his third tour and set it on the ground.
Yeah.
And when he set it on the ground, it activated a roadside bomb.
Yep.
And, his life changed forever. But what he's been able to do with that life is incredible. That's impact.
The blessing. This
was the plan. He was just somebody that followed the plan.
Absolutely.
And when he talks about a plan, he can't do anything without a plan. He has to be literally planned.
Yeah.
Because, again, there's some things he just can't do, but he doesn't see those as limitations.
Yeah, it's true.
And he does great planning to go do, but the kind of stuff he's doing with his children and stuff. And, I didn't get to talk to them on the show about this, but I wanted to ask him what it must be like to be his son or daughter. I know he's got an 11-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. And you say, what do you mean by that? It would be awesome, right? No, think about this. What happens with, I know when my kids come home and tell me, I can't do that, Dad, I can't. I'm hard on them. But can you imagine being Travis Mills' son or daughter and coming home and telling Dad you can't do something?
Very true.
Think about that.
Very, very true, Mark.
Really.
Absolutely.
And so this is our message for you now. We're going to go to break. But when you have the questions about whether or not you can retire, have you saved enough for retirement? Are you doing it the right way? Are you set up correctly for retirement? Have you got your taxes in line for retirement? You're 10 years out, 15 years out. It's time to call it out, or you're 10 years into retirement. It's not too late. We can make changes. Here's what you need to do. Right now, we'll take the next 15 callers. If you'll reach out and dial 888-272-0650. Again, 888-272-0650. If you've saved $250,000 or more, it's absolutely complimentary. Listen to me. Leave your checkbook at home. There's nothing for sale. You're going to sit down with a licensed fiduciary, and a team of certified financial planners are going to design a retirement plan, a confident financial future around what you want to do with your money, and we're going to give it to you 100% complimentary if you'll do one thing right now. Get your calendar out and make an appointment at 888-272-0650. Cynthia?
Mark, thank you so much. To our viewers at home, that number to call is on your screen, and that number is 888-272-0650. We know that you have a lot of questions for Mark about how to plan your perfect retirement. He has the answers for you. All you have to do is take advantage of calling in today, 888-272-0650. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, I'm going to talk to Mark a little bit about what's happening in the markets right now. So stay tuned for his response.
Hi, Mark Henry, CEO of Alloy Wealth, and of course your host of Living Large Television and Radio. Take this opportunity to call now and get your complimentary written financial plan.
Do you know how much you're paying in fees or commissions with your current plan or advisor? What about unnecessary risk or future tax implications? Sit down with a fiduciary advisor who can help you understand important retirement concepts, and so you can make the best decisions for yourself moving forward. We may even be able to answer questions you didn't even know needed to be asked.
Your financial future starts now with a phone call.
Welcome back to Living Large Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Henry. He is CEO of Alloy Wealth Management. Mark, a great show we're having today, talking about just how to overcome challenges, if you will, and enjoy retirement. It's your attitude of gratitude, I think, that gets you out of bed every day. And of course, you have such a passion for helping others. I want to talk to you a little bit right now about what's currently going on in the markets, because obviously they're all over the place, so much so that you've actually come up with a YouTube channel as well to help address some concerns. Let's talk about that.
Okay, so Living Large Retirement. And so if you're not a YouTube listener or viewer, it's pretty darn cool. I got into YouTube really not for doing the channel. I wanted to make some changes in my own life. I wanted to live large. And so I've been a diabetic for 21 plus years, and I'm insulin dependent. So I was always going to be on insulin the rest of my life, and this was how it is. And so because of all the medications and insulin and all that kind of stuff, they actually, my kidneys weren't doing as well as they should. So I was in kidney failure. And so that was going bad, and I boy, this just isn't working out. So here I am with this amazing company and all the people we help, and I teach people about living large. But I was heading down a path where I don't know that I was going to be able to experience truly living large. So I got on YouTube for no other reason than to start Googling some alternative medicines and what things were on there. And like anything, when you're doing Google searches or anything else, you have to be very careful of the advice you're getting.
That's true.
So, I've done on the news, I was talking once about Ticker Talk or TikTok, whatever that thing's called, and there was financial information on there, and it doesn't mean it's bad. But who's giving this information? This is why I tell people when they seek out a financial partner, ask your advisor, how are you licensed? Are you a certified financial planner? Are you a fiduciary? What are your qualifications to do this? Well, when it came to this health-wise, I was seeing all kinds of stuff on YouTube, and I really became enthralled with this idea that there was maybe a way to improve my life and live large personally differently. And so I found some really good videos and things that I was watching, and I started doing what any viewer should do, or listener, even of my show. You should checks and balances. What's appropriate for you, what's not. It's not a cookie-cutter life. And everything that works for Cynthia doesn't work for me. I'm not going to do goat yoga. I don't care what you say. I'm not doing it. And so
Truth is, we know you love it, but okay.
We have to weigh things out. And so using that, I was able to truly change, even though the doctors believe it can't happen. I'm going to be on insulin forever. So I'm happy to report I'm in week 17 or 18 now of absolutely no insulin with an A1C that's hovering around 5.6, which is better than I was taking all the medicine on insulin. So I have to go give blood every 2 weeks. They just can't believe this is happening.
Amazing.
But it was the power of God. I truly believe He worked in my life because I prayed very hard about it, and I made changes in my life. And unfortunately, when you want to get something, a lot of times it's going to take something called change. And if I've learned anything in my life, I've learned that change is really not bad. It's very much part of life. It's the one thing that's always happening is change.
The constant.
Financial markets, it's constant.
Yep.
Typically what I found is it's not change that bothers us. It's the time between where we are and where we're going to end up that's the problem.
Yeah, it's the
well, for me,
anxiety.
that was true because here I was insulin dependent, going down a path that I didn't want to go on, and I was going to end up in a place that I didn't want to be. So I had to make changes, and I didn't like the changes. But let me tell you, I love the new path. I love the new place I'm in. I love being insulin free. I feel younger and more energized than I've felt in 20 years. I'm having the time of my life, and people are like, you seem different. I am different. This is amazing. And this is exactly what can happen when you start to create change in your own life financially, and not just financially, and trying to look at things as living large. But we help partner with people to do that through using written financial plans and sometimes changing. You've been with an advisor, and we're not offering you to join our firm, but sometimes we are the right firm. Thank heavens. I'm glad for that.
Right.
We are the right firm for hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people in the Charlotte, the Carolinas, and all throughout Greenville, our headquarters, and things like that. And but sometimes it's hard to make that change because they see the path they're on. We help present that to them. We show them through financial planning, here's the path you're on. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's not taking you where you want to go. Now, sometimes it is. Sometimes we're able to come back and tell you, hey, this is pretty good. You're heading to a kind of a cool place. You might want to look at this or this, but this is really good. My team of certified financial planners. But many times, people are on a path they really don't want to be on. They don't even know they're on it. Personally, I knew I was not on a good path. Look, you're taking insulin every day, you're taking pills, I wouldn't say I felt bad because it was how I felt. I didn't know if it was good or bad. I'm just getting older, I guess, or something.
Right.
So you just think it's like it's the new normal. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you start to accept it, absolutely.
Yeah, you start to accept it.
Yeah.
But are we accepting what we want? Or are we accepting what we're getting? And so I changed what I was willing to accept for the outcome of my next 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever God allows me to have. I decided to change that. Well, financial planning is the same way. Sometimes the road you're on is not the one you want to be on, and you are going to have to make a course correction. But if you're going to have to do it, you want to wait like I did? I wish I'd have done this 20 years ago. I mean, oh my gosh, right? But I didn't, but I did it now. And here I am 16, 17 weeks later, and I feel better than I've ever felt.
Yeah.
And it's amazing the difference. And you can do that too when it comes to the finance part. I can't help you with everything, but we're pretty good at what we do when it comes to the financial part. Let's get these phone lines open. We're going to take the next 15 callers. If you've saved $250,000 or more for retirement, this is for you. Here's the deal. Leave your checkbook at home. There's nothing for sale. Go get your partner, your wife, or your husband, whoever's not watching the show, and say, look, I made an appointment to go see a financial advisor, and it may be some racket or something. It's not, but you're going to think that, and I get that. Leave all the stuff at home and just come in and sit down with a licensed fiduciary. A lot of times you have no idea how your current planner is licensed. Are they just a stockbroker, an insurance person? What are they? My team is fiduciaries. And then let our team of certified financial planners build you a written retirement plan, a confident financial future. And we're going to do it absolutely complimentary with no obligations of any kind. And all you have to do is just pick up the phone and call 888-272-0650. Again, the number to call is 888-272-0650. Cynthia?
Mark, thank you so much. To the viewers at home, the number to call is on your screen, and that number is 888-272-0650. We know that you have a lot of questions for Mark about how to plan your perfect retirement. He has the answers for you. If you have your smartphone handy, go ahead, pick it up, and click on the QR code in the bottom corner of your screen. We're going to take a very short commercial break, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, I want to talk to Mark about, first of all, how do you know if you need to make a change, and how important is it to have a second opinion? Stay tuned for his response.
Do you hear that? That's me enjoying my retirement. Traveling around the world to play golf, where I want, when I want, with whomever I want. Because years ago, I rolled over my IRA with the help of a local trusted advisor.
You worked for it, you deserve it, and now's the time to implement your very own written financial plan.
You deserve a secure, independent retirement. A retirement that is prepared to handle pitfalls like inflation, health emergencies, stock market volatility, and taxation. You've worked hard for your money and will work just as hard to help you protect and grow it.
Your financial journey starts with that first phone call. Call now.
And welcome back to Living Large Television. My name is Cynthia DeFazio. I'm joined today by Mark Henry. He is CEO of Alloy Wealth Management. Mark, a wonderful show we're having today, talking about the importance of change, being open to change. But my question would be, if there's a viewer in the audience today and they're wondering, gosh, do we need a change? What do you think? How do you know? And how important is it to get a second opinion?
You know, I think about when Terry, my wife of 29 years, found a lump. And it turned out to be breast cancer. Mm-hmm. How important was the second opinion for us?
Absolutely.
And I didn't want seconds, I wanted thirds and fourths.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the very best for her and for her care. Mm-hmm. And thank heavens I did that, because we were able to have an amazing experience through a very difficult time. Mm-hmm. With something as important as a 20, 25, 30-year retirement, no matter how confident you may be in your current plan, if you even have one, you need a second opinion. 100%. I absolutely believe that's one of the most things. Here's the problem. If you want to know whether or not you have a plan, can you articulate exactly where you're going to take your withdrawals from in retirement? Can you articulate clearly how much you can spend after taxation adjusted for inflation and never run out of money in your lifetime? Do you have an estate plan? Has your financial partner helped you create a legacy plan? Have they addressed how you take care of something as simple as signing up for Medicare at age 65? Or have they just told you, well, you have to go to a website or go see somebody? Or do they have a team of professionals? Have they talked to you about how the taxes on your Social Security are going to work? And of course, I'm sure your planner has helped you determine the best time for you to take Social Security. I mean, you put an awful lot of money into that. Wouldn't you think it'd be important to help get it out?
100%.
And they've run a correlation matrix, I'm sure. They didn't charge you for that. They did a correlation matrix to help show you how your portfolios were not highly correlated and were extremely diverse. I'm sure they ran that for you and explained what that looked like. And then obviously, without charging you, they had a certified financial planner build you a written retirement plan. One that addressed and showed exactly where you're heading in retirement. You have all that, right? And if you're going, Mark, we don't have that, then you know what you need to do. It's just time to actually do it. You have to take action. You know, I think back to last week's episode with Travis and stuff. And, you know, let me say it this way. This is going to be a weird show, and maybe the editors, they may even take it off the show and not air it, but I hope they do. When you sit down with your current person that helps you, the big box retailer, whoever it is, you've been with them a month, a year, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. It's your cousin, your neighbor's friend, somebody you went to college with. I've heard all those stories.
Right.
Do they know who you are? When you meet with them, do they have passion? What causes do they support? Tell me where their personal money goes. Because I can tell you where Alloy Wealth donates to, the Travis Mills Foundation. Because I think we need to give back to heroes like Travis. And I encourage my viewers to reach out and donate to TravisMillsFoundation.org. Because it's what I choose to support personally and what my company chooses to support. You got to do something in life. You got to find something you're passionate about. Can you articulate to me who your current planner, what they're passionate about? Where they stand on issues? And you don't have to agree with everything somebody does. When you come to see me, I guarantee you probably won't agree with a lot of stuff I do. When two people in business always agree, one of them's not necessary.
That's true.
But you need to know who you're working with. And are they passionate? Are they excited to see you? I hear all the time about, our big parties we do and how lavish and stuff. And I want to just reward people. If the pandemic taught me anything, it's that we're not meant to be locked up. I want to get out and see people. Our Christmas parties are something to think of. And again, a lot of people, and I say a lot of people, I don't know if it's a lot anymore, but listen, if you're one of my clients and you're invited to my Christmas party, you're getting a Christmas party invitation. It doesn't say anything about a holiday party. Because I'm not having a holiday party, I'm having a Christmas party. And you can be Jewish, you can be Muslim, be whatever you want. And you can still come to my party and celebrate Christmas with me. I remember telling one of my Jewish clients once, and if you want to have a Hanukkah party and invite me, I'm showing up.
Right.
I'm not trying to push my views on anybody else, but I live in a world where I think everybody's trying to be too politically correct.
I know.
But here's the thing. You may be watching and going, I've watched Mark for years. I don't know if I'm going to call it out. Do this for me. Take the opportunity to reach out. And on your screen right now is and it may be back, the TravisMillsFoundation.org. Get behind something. Help figure out what you're passionate about, and let's build a plan to help you do what you want to do with your money. It's not that financial firms you're working with's money. They may some days treat it like it's theirs. I hear that all the time. It's not theirs, it's yours. And you deserve a written retirement plan done by a certified financial planner so you can address your concerns in retirement. Here's the deal, it's real simple. If you've got $250,000 or more, that's a good start. Obviously, $1 million's better, $5 million's better than that. But if you've got that, reach out right now. Absolutely complimentary with no obligations. You'll sit down with a licensed fiduciary, and my team of certified financial planners are going to build you a written retirement plan based around what you want to do with your money. You're going to tell us what you want to do, and we're going to show you if that can happen or not and how to make that happen. And we're going to help get you what you want, which is a confident financial future. We're going to help you take the mystery out of retirement planning by giving you the certified financial plan and doing it absolutely complimentary if you'll do one thing. Reach out at 888-272-0650. Again, that number is 888-272-0650. Cynthia?
Mark, thank you so much. To our viewers at home most specifically, we would like to thank you for spending time with us today. That number to call again is 888-272-0650. We know that you have a lot of questions for Mark, and perhaps something in the show has resonated with you today. What he's offering you is the opportunity to just come into the office, let him get to know you, what your goals, your dreams, and your hopes are for retirement. He will design a plan that suits your needs. Be safe, be happy, and be blessed. We will see you back here 1 week from today on Living Large Television with Mark Henry.